Good morning, everybody. Uh, welcome to the channel. We trade the Dow futures live here every morning. Typically start right around 9 o'clock. So welcome and good morning. Uh, just get this out of the way real quick. Our risk disclosure: trading is risky. Do not trade with money you can't afford to lose. This stream is not solicitation to buy or sell any products. Um, in the futures markets or any other financial market. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This YouTube stream is on a slight delay, so please do not copy my trades. Please think for yourself. Um, Here you will be able to see the tools and the thought process I go through for my trading. We've got a few more minutes before they open. I'm going to go grab my breakfast, um, and I will return shortly. Okay. I need to get into my generator and put in a few conditions. All I have right now are just my signals. I've been thinking about the conditions I want to put in, so uh, we're still working on putting in the conditions for the generator. Still kind of waiting for the manual live lines because I enter trades a lot at mid lines of fair value gaps and uh, the ICT OTE entries on the fibs and order blocks. So still kind of waiting for a few things to come out to be able to set all that up. Could definitely expect the open to jump up and hit the 7-0 or that order block. Uh, the 1 hour 9 and 21 are turning up, but they are below the 200 still. And we are still in this 4 hour range. I was telling Easel last night that I really wanted to see a close, a body close outside of this 4 hour range. We did actually get a body close in the overnight, but it was right at the bottom of the range and we shot right back into range. So still kind of expecting this range to hold. Um, but we shall see because my target is going to be below range, but we are wicking below the range on the 4 hour. We're just not closing outside of range for the most part. And my discussion last night, the fact that I really just don't want to be trading right now because of this 4 hour range that we're in, and with non-farm payroll coming out at the end of the week, I really don't expect the market to be doing much until those numbers come out. Um, but when you have setups that you're supposed to take every time, regardless, you're caught in that catch 22. The market's in a position where you really don't want to trade, but you get your setup and you just need to take it regardless, because that's what a trading plan is. You don't break the rules uh, by not trading when you get your setup. Now, if this had been a lower time frame setup, I probably wouldn't take it. But on the higher time frames, I would look for, you know, we can still have a decent day trade inside of a 4 hour range. So that was my thought process on taking this trade this morning was that I am in a higher time frame setup on the 1 hour with us breaking structure to the downside and closing below a previous 1 hour swing low. So the pullback on this I would not expect unless this 4 hour range is going to keep its entire range and continue up, which it very well could do. Um, I would expect the 1 hour to retrace on the close from the break of structure and then uh, come back down to retest those lows at least, if not go below those lows, which on the 1 hour chart, my target would be this order block down here. So if this does hold and we don't hit this order block up here, I would imagine we come to this order block to grab some kind of liquidity um, before making a move one way or the other. So the target on an OTE entry is the negative 0.27 on the fib, and that lines up perfectly with the bottom of this order block down here. And that would also be just below the 75 DRT level on the 4 hour chart, and right at the midline of this 4 hour fair value gap, okay, that we have hit but have not inverted. We did hit this order block down here, which is why I said we could come up and tap uh, these order blocks up in this area on the 1 hour. Maybe even have to go up and tap the order block on the 4 hour. If it does that, then I'm definitely going to be stopped out of the trade. But we have not been able to get up there yet. Um, so right now, I'm just not exactly sure what we're going to be doing. We do have 4 hour buy side liquidity up here on these equal highs, which I really don't want to see us go hit just yet, because that is in the 700 range. Uh, but never know. On the 4 hour, we definitely could be whole. That that liquidity doesn't have to be swept right away. Um, we definitely could come lower and grab some down here before going up and hitting those. Because taking out that liquidity is either going to be a good reversal point or it's going to be an accelerant hitting those stops to push the market to all-time highs again. So if that would be the case, then I would not expect that to happen quite yet. My biggest thing for the markets right now is the fact that we are have a high probability. I would say probably in the 90% range of having a government shutdown because the political parties just aren't going to agree um, on how much to spend. So, and I don't see my side of the aisle backing down, um, which is the Republican side. I'm sorry to say for that, if that offends anybody, but I just don't see Trump and the Republicans backing down and caving into spending $1 trillion plus more dollars for healthcare for uh, people that shouldn't be in the country. So I think Trump and everybody else is going to basically let the Democrats shut the government down by not voting for uh, the spending bill that they want to put through and see if they can't use that against them. Uh, but as far as the markets are concerned with that, um, That's going to cause uncertainty in the markets. And obviously, markets don't like uncertainty. So I don't expect us to be going back and hitting all-time highs, uh, and could possibly even see a pretty decent or bigger pullback than we've already had from all-time highs if we do have that government shutdown. So that's my overall 30,000 foot view of what the markets would be doing here in the next few weeks. Of course, all the economic news coming out has basically been good. So it's hard to say, how the big boys are going to react. I know fall earnings season, I think, is still underway. I've got to check the earnings calendar for stocks in the Dow. I think uh, that might make a big decision as well. So we shall see. Right now, the 4 hour chart is just ugly. So this trade that I'm in is probably going to be definitely a longer term trade depending on how the market moves this morning at the open. Unless I just get stopped out quickly, and then we'll have to go from there. Uh, right now we're at a little bit of a loss, which could get larger if this decides to stop me out. But I'm okay with that. So I'm having quite a bit of trouble up here at this pivot point. Uh, it keeps trying to break above, but I've only had one close on the 15-minute chart above that pivot point, and then immediately came back down, closed back below. So if I can get a decent downtrend uh, that breaks through the 2-minute 200 to the downside, um, I very well might uh, add to this trade just to get a little bit more profit out of it. Mm. That's a nice setup, Chris. Cool. So you've got my YouTube channel up. You're watching me on YouTube. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Watch time changes the algorithms. So the more watch time I get on my YouTube channel, the more it's going to get pushed out. Uh, and I may also, um, if I get into a situation on the 2-minute chart where I think the bot could take a really nice trade, even though I'm already in a manual trade, I will turn on the bot, which will add to the trade and then take off, uh, scale out on its own, still leaving my original trade on. got less than 2 minutes to the open. We are above VWAP, but we have been uh, below VWAP pretty much all through the overnight. Uh, so again, this little push here, I'd love to see us get back below and start heading back to the downside. Although everything is still basically turned up on all the time frames. Just have to see. Heavy volume starting to come in to the downside there a bit. Let's hope it's not just a manipulation move for the open. We are open. We did swipe this 2-minute low. We do have some news coming out at 10 o'clock, some manufacturing news. So that definitely could move the markets a little bit as well. There is the 7-0. Wait, 642. Why is my ninja falling behind again? Fuck. What does it do this? 932 candle. No, it's on the right candle. It's just not reading the same price. Yeah, well, I just got taken out of the trade. What the hell? I'm out of the trade. Definitely lost money, but price on my ninja charts is way different than my trading view. Fetch. I had a problem yesterday where my bars were behind by minutes, not by price. And that screwed me up yesterday. But this would be a ninja problem. This isn't. See if I change bars, see where price is. Okay, now price is where it's supposed to be. So let's go back to our 2-minute bars. Okay. Really don't like having technical issues right off the open. We are heading towards the top side. We did get into that 1 hour fair value gap. We haven't broken the top side of that yet. So I am going to sell a market here again. That don't, Chris, do not get into that trade. 716 is the top of that order block. Let's see if that order block will hold. We'll go 5 points above the order block. So we went a little further into the order block than I thought, but we did hit the midline. And we've got a little bit of a reaction off that so far. Let's see if that continues. Again, we did break structure to the downside here, so wouldn't expect us to break that hourly high. But we'll see. We shall see. Of course, my strategies got turned off because of the screw up on the charts. Let's see if we can't get those back up without screwing up the charts. Okay. I think I would need to see us get back below the 1 hour 21 to be thinking about adding to the trade here. Although, if we get a decent turnaround on the 2-minute, if we're going back to the 2-minute 200, I can manually enter a trade through the bot that will take its stops and so forth. I don't know how that would affect my manual trade stops and take profit points. So that would be kind of interesting to see what happens there. And I am perfectly okay doing something like that on my accounts, just because I don't worry too much about blowing evals. Let's see what we do with the 2-minute 9 down here after that big push up. Do you have a 2-minute breaker block here? I don't see very many of the 2-minute breaker blocks hold. Because we did have a 4-hour breaker block that we just blew through yesterday. But, yeah, I think it was yesterday. So there's quite a bit of price structure that's just not. We even had a 1-hour breaker block here that we came through in the London session. So not too much price structure is actually holding at the moment. So back up at, wait a minute, 6, see, it's doing it again. Son of a bitch. We are back at the midline of that order block, headed for previous day's high. And Ninja is, I mean, it's showing the ticks correctly in the trade, but the candles are not where they're supposed to be. Because I should be way up here somewhere. There we go. We got taken out of that trade. Alright. Fuck. I've got to figure out what the hell's going on here. And that's the strategies on. It didn't do it until after I turned the strategies on. There we are. And I turn them off and price is right where it's supposed to be. What the fuck? Alright. Well, this is recorded, so I can clip that out and send it to Doug and see what the hell's going on. See if he can figure it out. So the 21 held, and we got a color change off of the 21 there. Let's see what happens. Get up to R1, which is 747. 747 is going to be into that next order block on the 1-hour. That was the top of the range. I am going short again. I'm not turning on the freaking strategies. The top of my range box is at 737. So 747 for the next 1-hour order block. So 757 for my stop. And that will also be above the pivot point. So, yeah, this order block here has the most. And of course, if this short fails, then I'm definitely going to have to be looking for longs at some point. Oh, we do have this big ass 4-hour order block up here. And for some reason, I mean, the market would definitely have to prove me wrong for me to think that we're going to be heading for all-time highs. Because I just don't think we're going to be going there just yet. But we did sweep the hourly high and the previous day's high. We still have these 4-hour equal highs up here. I'd really like to see us not have to go that far. All right, so there's that. We'll put that down at the 200. We've gotten pretty good, pretty well extended from the 21 and the 200 here. So I could definitely see pull back to the 200. We do have to get back below that pivot point that we juggernauted off of. Um, it's tough, but that's tough. 582, fine there. And coming back to the 200 could set us up for a nice narrow range trade on the 2-minute chart. Ooh, that's a pretty strong 4-hour candle. It'll be closing in 15 minutes. The question is, does it actually want to create a 4-hour fair value gap and keep going higher? Alright, we were down, getting closer to the 2-minute 221. So I'm going to, at the very least, not lose any money on this trade. But I would really like to see this 15-minute turn into a bearish 180. Keep the 9 and the 21 below the 200. We're going to need to see a good bit of power in this move to the downside, get through this first 2-minute fair value gap that was created. That 4-hour candle's pulling back pretty hard in the last 15 minutes. love to see that thing close less than 50% of the entire candle. So it shows a little bit of weakness in it. Enough weakness that we possibly could head back down to the downside. Well, there's a little strength to punch through the 21. When I get through this breaker block and invert this first gap of the day, make me feel a little better about what's going on. Yes, that is 113 points moved so far. So I am going to go ahead because I like what I'm seeing here. I'm going to go ahead and add to the trade. I'm going to pull my stop down just above the 9 EMA here. I would definitely like to see us not break back through that. And if we can, or do what I expect us to do, then we'll at least be in a little bit larger of a trade there. We are coming down to view up, so you have to pay a little attention there. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop down. Why are you not moving down? Thank you. So now that is probably enough of a profit to cover the commissions on the trade, but keeping us up there, giving the room trade to try to bounce back up if it's going to. That's about 50 ticks. So I like that. Definitely want to see us get back below the 15-minute is coming back to the pivot point. If that 15-minute can close below and give us a bear 180, then we might be doing something right here. We had one push up, two push up. The third push up was the juggernaut candle, which could definitely be the end of the uptrend on the 15-minute chart. All the 2-minute breaker blocks I've seen fail, and you're going to bounce off of it. What the hell? That's all right. Just stay below the 9 and the 21 from here on out. We'll be all right. That was a pretty good push down the first 5 minutes of that 15-minute candle. We just have to hold it down here and not retrace all the way back up. We got 7 minutes that's left on the 4-hour candle. I have yet to be able to invert this first 2-minute gap here. We need to close below 565. So would like to see a nice, strong push through that area and create a nice bearish fair value gap through price structure on the 2-minute chart. We did make a 2-minute bearish gap up here to get through the 21, but I'd like to see lower time frame start some fair value gaps through price structure. 20 seconds left for it to get down there. Doesn't look like it's gonna. Where we could get a pullback to the 9. I would really like to see the 21 hold though. And I would like to see it close back below that pivot point up there. Still got to get back below the 1 hour 200. 5 minutes left on the hourly candle and the 4-hour candle. If that can close below the 7.0 or the 6.2, that would be awesome. That might actually, of course, wicks do the damage. Bodies tell the story, right? So if we can get the body to close below the 7.0 or 6.2, we might actually get our pushback down to target for the OTE entry, which would be awesome. That's still a good ways away though. Unless our 10 o'clock news comes out, which is coming out in 5 minutes. If it comes out bad enough to actually, let's see what they're expecting here. ASM manufacturing PMI is 48.7. They're looking for it to rise a little bit, so if it does happen to fall, then yeah, maybe. I don't know if we're going to get bad news. This is just, oh, the economic news has just been too good lately. 3 minutes left. Can we close below the 7.0? Rising back up a bit. We still, on the 2 minute, we just could not close and invert that 2 minute gap. We've got this 2 minute gap here, bearish gap that was created that we're at the moment holding, but it's somewhat fragile. The 15 minute candle is about to close, and it is not going to close below the up candle. I mean, it could, but it would require a pretty hefty little push down there for that to become a bear 180. We got the 9 crossing down below the 21, which is a little bit of hope, but we have VWAP to contend with. A minute and a half for the red folder news. And with the news coming out, I am going to pull this target down into at least a little bit of profit now, since we did hold that bearish gap. It's not going to be a lot of profit, but about 20 points there, 19 points. Let's go ahead and take 20. I really want to see that 9 and 21 hold now that it's moving to the downside. Just got to get through this pivot point at 567. And close down there. Oh, still couldn't close down there, huh? Now we got a volume imbalance. See if it comes back and clears it up. There we go. We still didn't get our bear 180. So not really sure what to do with that. You gotta be kidding me. Bracket block, 2-minute bracket block's actually gonna hold. When I'm trading against it instead of for it. I could very well get stopped out on this. I really would like the 21 to hold. But it's going to take some down pressure to get it start turning over. It's just now starting to flatten out. What is halfway of that? 15-minute candle is going to be right about there, 637, which is above our stop. If we get a 50% pullback on that candle. Yeah, 26 on the down candle. We're still a little below that on our stop. I do like the 1-hour close and the 4-hour close. Those are some pretty good pullbacks on those candles before they close, but we still haven't broken below the 1-hour 200 the way I would like to have. Oh, you little bitty fair value gap. Little bitty 2-minute fair value gap just won't get inverted. The hell is your problem? I know it's view up. Tapping back into the 7-0. We did close below the 7:0 on the 1 hour, which gives me a little bit more hope, but the thing is my stop. I'm actually gonna hold up. Again, I'm okay with getting stopped out here because we are gonna at least get a little bit of profit, but $100 worth doesn't pull us back out of the hole from the morning, which again, trading on non-farm payroll week, getting closer and closer to the decision of just not trading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of non-farm payroll. Yeah, I don't see that stop holding. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We did the best we could on it. We're getting up to about 50% of that. Maybe I did have my stop just a little too tight there. We'll see. Still got 8 minutes on this 15-minute candle. We could just end up in a 15-minute range. Let's see what all that looks like on gamma bars. I don't think we're going to get into a narrow state on the 2-minute here for a little while. Let's put 5 on the gamma bars because there's not a whole lot of volume on YM. Need lower numbers. Okay. Here was our initial push up off the open. Fall that broke structure. B here. Six two. Oh, maybe we can break these lows here. Pull our stop down. See if we can get below 200 here. Do have another breaker bar down here. 1. Pretty tight stop from entry now. So that works. I'm okay with that. No. Shit. Too tight of a stop. That's all. Fuck it. 6-2. There's the 5-0. Seven oh, 1 hour. uh, 50% of that wick. Yeah, 5. Didn't click that button quite fast enough, but I'll take it. We can get back below 50% here. That line right there stays as support, then we definitely could be going all the way back up that wick. Maybe. I'm gonna give it one more shot. I just don't. Something. Hmm. Okay. We'll explain it a little bit more. Equilibrium's where you're going to get your most of your consolidation. Six, two. Six, one. Okay. Yeah, I like the rejection off the previous day's high, but it's just going to keep going up and screwing with it, it looks like. There you go. All we can do. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see what we do up here previous day's high again. We got Monday's high just above that, so I might be giving it one or two more shots, but that's about all I'll give it today too. I mean, either way, I'm still gonna end the day in a loss, so just a matter of if I get any of it back or hit my daily loss limit. I hit my daily loss limit today. I'll be on the charts tomorrow, but in live, but I won't be trading. I won't trade again until the numbers come out on Friday. Yeah, I mean, you get that big of a sell wick on a 1 hour candle, and it's still gonna go all the way back up to the top of that wick. That's a market that's just fucking with people. Hmm. Where's Monday's high? 789. Shit, that's like 90 points or 60 points. See, my dumb ass should have just hit the sell button right there when we tagged previous day's high again. And then I can put my risk above Monday's high, which is also that order block that we just didn't quite touch yet. Yeah, it's looking that way. But I will put in one more trade if we can get back up and touch previous day's high, because then I can risk above Monday's high in this 1 hour order block here. We don't have any breaker bars up there, do we? No, I haven't seen. I haven't seen a 1 hour unicorn in a while. Hmm. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Yeah, that's a pretty weak order block up there. Yeah. Why is my perspective all off? Hmm. I should keep getting screwed up on my ninja charts. You knew. That's bar width is the problem. No, fine. Let's go to data series. Bar width. That shouldn't be a problem. They're still not. Oh, shit. Be kidding. 10. We're in New York. The bar width is screwed up here too. That's yeah. gonna take a little bit of a walk outside and come back and see if I can't see anything with fresher eyes. But I just, right now, it's the same as last couple of days. I just don't, there's nothing going here. Again, I said it yesterday, just didn't feel like trading inside of this 4 hour range. But that's what it is. Plus, again, I've got to get this thing either really close to passing or just go ahead and get it blown because my reset is coming up. I think towards the end of this week. So this account's either got to get there's some big profits in it or get ready to blow it up. Uh, I'm gonna pay the rebill on it anyway. Might as well just use it as a reset. Get aggressive, see if we can't get it past. But I'm gonna take a quick walk outside. I will be back shortly. maybe that came just in time. Let's see. Wish I had went short up there when it touched that previous day high. I did miss that entry. See if the 9 holds here. Nope. Oh man. The 21 held. Back in again. I'm gonna get pretty aggressive here to get back down to VWAP. Uh, let me see. Damn it. Oh, that's what it did. Son of a bitch. Coming up on 11 o'clock. Coming up on 11 o'clock. London traders gonna have to start closing positions. The London close. Did they want to come back? Maybe they want to go up.
I'm going up to Kit and Lois to show her how to use Marketplace.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Didn't I? I moved it down. Hey, how about they did away with? They were supposed to do away with that. Oh, what was that? The other accounts. Might be the other account. Uh-uh. Good girl. there you have it. Government has been shut down. All right. Well, nothing else for me to do today. I do have a paper trade in for the range. We'll see what happens there. Um, I am going to get my butt moving around, and looks like the rain's going to hold off, so I will probably be headed down to St. John's Country Club for a little bit of short game work on my golf game, and we will be back tomorrow. What time is it now? 11:30. I'll probably be leaving here by noon. Be down there about 12:30. Nah, you can get nah. If you wanna come on with it. Yeah, all right, no problem.